Welcome to the Budget Baller Paddle Show, where we prove that you don't need a fat wallet to have a solid paddle game.
Today, we're counting down the top 5 cheapest paddle rackets in 2025 for only $260 or less.
All right, guys, let's start first with the Adidas in the metal bone collection. So all these rackets, I look at them, it's not the cheapest, kind of the one you get the most value from.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you talk a little bit about this racket, Julian?
This is the version of the Ale Galan, the cheapest version. Honestly, it's one of my favorites. It's a diamond shape. As you know, diamond shape is head heavier. It's in between 360 and 375. It has that grid form on it, so you grab the ball every time you hit it. It has the, it's called the spin blade grit. It's fiberglass. It's not carbon fiber, but it's truly exceptional. Why don't we go and try it out? So, I mean, the way I was feeling, it feels solid. It's not, even though it's a diamond shape, it doesn't feel too heavy from the baseline. Defense was one of my favorite. For me, it's one of my favorite rackets under 260. Easy to handle, very soft on the hand because you feel the fiberglass. The net, it was truly solid. You didn't feel the cheapest thing there. It feels a very solid racket for the price. Aerial games, they were brilliant. I don't know how you felt playing with it.
I mean, I think it was a well-balanced racket. I mean, defense-wise, it felt really easy to play with. I mean, it has a bigger sweet spot. I mean, it's unbelievable how they can make these rackets for, under 260. I know it's only fiberglass face, and carbon fiber, tube, but it's a great racket. Volleying and my attacking, really comfortable. I mean, it's just... for the price, I just can't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
And it's really, really inexpensive for fiberglass.
Yeah, $225. I mean, it's really a bargain for what you're getting. Even though when you see him playing, he wasn't really moving that much, but the racket was responding incredible. It really helped you.
It's kind of true. So if you get tired, I mean, you don't have to position all the time. And like I said, it has a bigger sweet spot. Great racket for $25. It's unbelievable.
For me, it was one of my favorites. The ones that we're reviewing is one of my favorites.
Yeah, and you can get this at paddlesmashacademy.com, or there's a QR code right there. Okay. All right. So let's go to our next racket. Our next racket is a Knox, and man, this is also. I mean, we pull kind of the best value rackets in each collection. Okay, we did Adidas, and now we're doing this Knox. This was, for me, the best value racket. Man, great racket. Why don't you talk a little bit about it, Julian?
I mean, this is the cheaper version of the Agustin Tapia. I think what I love about the brands is they come out with a high-end, more expensive racket, almost $400, and also they do exactly the same racket. They just make a few small changes, but the quality of the racket, it's almost the same. And if for someone who's looking for something that is not willing to spend $300-400 on it,
right, these
rackets, for less than $200, I mean, it's just incredible.
Wow.
The Agustin Tapia they call it the Pro Cap Comfort. It feels much lighter than the original racket, yeah. Even though it's 360, 375. It's fiberglass. It's not carbon fiber. It's our teardrop, so you have the sweet spot right more to the middle. Truly very, very, very good. I know you liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it very well. Says, why don't we take it to the court and see how it feels?
Okay.
From the baseline, similar to the metal bone, this one feels a little much softer, and you can feel the difference. The weight is more centralized. It's closer to your hand. It's not the diamond shape. It's more a little bit low. Really feels exceptional. The way to handle it, it's very light. For me, it was very light, but it's truly, it's a great feel for what I was playing with it. I was very, very impressed with the quality. Aerial games, net games, solid racket all over, from the defense, transition, and offense. How about you, Cesc?
I mean, a lot of control. So I had a lot of control in this racket. Pretty much wherever I wanted to go, that's where the ball went. I just can't believe they can make, such a great racket, with just being fiberglass face and carbon fiber frame. I mean, again, a lot of control. My volleys were they go exactly where I wanted to go. I mean, just an amazing racket for somebody who's a beginner, even intermediate. And my aerials, I mean, I had enough power. Usually sometimes when I get just fiberglass, I just don't seem like I get enough power and weight behind it.
For only $199, and where can they get it?
PadelSmashAcademy.com.
And you can scan the QR code with your camera right there, and you can get it for $190, less than $200. This racket is truly a bargain. It's exceptional quality for what you're paying for.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think for $199, this is a great beginner's racket, or even intermediate.
Intermediate,
racket. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is my favorite in the collection, whatever price it would be. But this is the Mack Pro 2.0. Again, my favorite racket in the collection. They have other rackets that are a lot more. I love this racket. Why don't you talk a little bit about it, Jules?
Born in Mexico. Even though you like tacos and tequila.
Well, who the hell doesn't like tacos and tequila? Come on, man.
But this one, it's exceptional quality coming all the way from Mexico. The Mack racket, it's fantastic. I mean, it has the little. It's more like round shape. It's sort of like a hybrid. It's 100% carbon. The tubular frame. It's carbon. It feels very light in my hand. For me, it wasn't really my favorite one compared to the Tapia and the metal bone. He loved it. I mean, Cesc loved it. Why don't we take it to the court and see how it feels?
Yeah. So for me, this had a lot of control for the power that it has. I couldn't believe it. So, in the volleying, in the aerials, I had a lot of power and control. So it was a really well-balanced racket for me.
It feels more like, even though it's a teardrop, it's more like a round shape. I felt that, it was more the control. It was for me, it was very easy at the net and the aerial games. But for my personal usage, I felt it was too light. This ideal racket for ladies, juniors, I think this will be the racket to go.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No?
I think this has the power. That's the difference. I think this has a little bit of carbon fiber layer with fiberglass. It has good control, but it also has this power. I mean, I felt a really good power on this racket. I think this is definitely intermediate or even high intermediate for racket. I mean, I think anybody can use it, to be honest with you.
I mean, for me, in my personal use, it was too light for me, but I think it's a great introduction racket for someone starting to play paddle. It will be ideal. And it's $259, I believe so. I mean, you can you can scan the code on our website right now, right there.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the next one. This one is my favorite out of all rackets under two.
I concur with that.
This one is, this is the one. This is in my top 5 favorite rackets, period.
Yeah.
But, at its price, it's even better. Again, we're talking about the Volt 800. And even the 2024, and it's the same thing as the 2025. There's, just little small differences, but they're pretty much the same. Why don't you talk a little bit about the description of this racket?
The Mack was born in Mexico. This one is all the way from beautiful Portugal. Volt is one of the top leading brands. Even though it's not as known as the Bull Paddles or the Noxes or the big ones, we truly love this brand. I mean, this one, Volt, it's one of my favorites. The 800, it's round shape. This is the only one out of the all of them that we're doing. It's not fiberglass. It's carbon fiber. It's 3K carbon. I mean, it's much better quality. It feels solid all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the structure is carbon 3K. The face of the racket is carbon 3K. It has a very soft EVA. They call it, the fast recovery because the ball goes in and comes out very quickly. It has a rough shape. It weighs between 350 and 370. Why don't we take it to the court and see how it feels?
Yep.
So for me, I concur with Cesc. It's one of my favorite ones. The baseline was absolutely beautiful, very easy to handle. Low balls, high balls. At the net, you feel that solid ball every time you hit it. How about you?
For me, it's very helpful. It's a lot of control. It was very helpful in back walls. I mean, it had a bigger sweet spot. I mean, I had no problems getting the ball where I wanted to go. In the front, I felt like it had the power. I know it's the control, but I felt like the ball, like you said, goes in and comes out. You just have to give it a little bit more oomph into it. But I mean, I think this is one of the best balanced rackets. Not even like under 266 or under 260, just in general.
Yeah.
And again, this is the only one out of the 5 that has a 3K carbon here. Amazing racket, amazing brand, and this is what we always try to do. We try to get some brands that really have good value and good quality, that not necessarily have like a player's name on it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you're just paying for that. But this is an exceptional value racket, probably my favorite one here.
And if you're in the market looking to start playing paddle and you want to get into paddle, spending on your first racket, and that's what I recommend to all my students. Spending $300-400 is kind of shocking in the beginning because you don't know how much you're gonna like it. So now going with this type of racket, I think will be a great entry for you into the paddle world. And anyone that is looking for a second racket, a racket for when you go out with your friends to have an extra racket on your thermal bag, all these rackets, they're absolutely ideal. I mean, they're top of the line. We don't just review any rackets. We only review the rackets that we love, that we will love to play with it.
Yep.
And these are the top 5 that for this year so far. There are more coming out that we're always testing, but we really go into details, and we got to really feel, and we got to trust the brand and the racket, how it feels.
So how much is this?
$266.
$266. You can get it past matchacademy.com, or there's a QR code right there. All right, let's go to our last one, and we're gonna go with Varline. Okay, great value here. Amazing design. I love the design of this racket. This is a soft-born Summons. First, it's a beautiful racket.
Yeah.
And second, it played really well. Why don't you talk a little bit about this one, Jules?
This one, it's Varline. It's been around for it's coming all the way from Spain. It's been around for many, almost 20 years. It's a classic. Every year they come up with something new. The look and feel is great. This is more like a diamond shape. I love what it has. The protection here. They go into the details. I know the protection up here is good.
Well, that's really important. I mean, they have the prism here, and they have this rubber bumper, and the majority of the time that you crack your racket is going to be from top here. You're hitting it, you hit the ground, or you hit the wall, the glass, so this has this rubber bumper here, and you're going to hit that before anything. I mean, they usually have like this plastic piece that protects it.
Some of it they don't actually. None of the rackets that we review have that. This is the only one that has the protection.
That's true.
And it happens a lot when you run towards the glass and you hit the glass, racket gets damaged.
I mean, there's one shot you have to do that. That goes in a serve right in the corner. You have to scrape off the glass.
Yeah.
And this is going to help protect this racket. It's a great unique feature from this company, and it has what they call the prism, or it's not like flat at the top. It's kind of like on an angle. Yeah,
it's more like aerodynamics and all that. It's let's see how it feels on the paddle court.
Okay.
Defense, I mean, from the baseline defense, it felt great. Diamond shape, it's all the way to the top. So you really feel the head heaviness. You get a lot of power from it. Same thing at the net. When that ball just goes every time you hit it. Aerial games was stupendous. I really felt like it's a great racket, And how about you, Cesc?
It was pretty well balanced in the back. It was very easy. I had no issues, with the defense and off the back wall. I mean, it was an easy racket to use for me. In the front, I felt like I needed just a little bit more power, but as long as I pushed myself, I got it.
Yeah.
So it worked really well for me. So I think this is a good balanced racket, good on defense. In for attacking, I felt I just need a little bit more for it. But I mean, for the price, you're looking at $249 for this racket. I mean, it's a gorgeous racket. I think all their collections are about $260 or less.
Yeah.
But this one was one of our favorite, or at least my favorite. I'm sure yours as well.
Yeah, I mean,
in their collection.
In the collection, yeah. In the collection, it was one of our favorites. Very accessible racket for less than $260. I think this is also a good racket to consider. All these rackets, like we said before, entry level. If you're starting to paddle, if you're looking for a second racket as a gift, you can't go wrong with any of these rackets that we're reviewing.
100%. Like I said, we try to find the best valued rackets, for under $275, let's say. But right now we got them $260. So far, these are the ones this year. We'll be continuing to do reviews on all rackets and adding to this collection that could be 6, 7, 8, 10 valued rackets. And
you know what, you can get it at paddlesmash.com, paddlesmashacademy.com, or you can, with your camera, scan the QR code right here, and then it's going to be, we have just a few, we don't have many. So we really almost sold out of all of them. We have just a few of each one of those, and they will go out fast. Fast.
100%. All right, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you in the next paddle racket review.